This video is sponsored by Wayne Corp. Or is it Wayne Industries? Enterprises. One of them. So, you know how I love low-tier supervillains? The kind that don't want to rule the world, they just use crime to make bank or just for the thrill of the chase. The kind that are underestimated in the public eye. Well, it turns out that Batman Law has a whole gang of underdogs that all team up to prove that they're not the losers Gotham thinks they are. The Misfits. The second-class operators, the mugs who get caught, while the big guys like Joker hog the limelight on all the best crimes. Batman's handled them all solo before, but what will the Dark Knight do when the lower classes supercriminal put on a united front? From Batman, Shadow of the Bat, issues 7, 8 and 9. This is The Misfits. While most of the Misfits members have already battled Batman in the past, one bright-eyed bad guy is new on the Gotham crime scene. He calls himself Chancer, because things always seem to work out in his favour. But Chancer's luck seems to have run out, because he's stopped mid-robbery by Gotham's Dark Knight, the Batman. And Batman isn't the only mask interested in Chancer, it seems, as their fight is interrupted by an invisible enemy who calls himself Nimrod, the Hunter. Chancer's luck holds out as he manages to escape both of his hunters by diving from the rooftop, but surely no amount of luck could save him from splattering all over the pavement. If I said this was the end of Chancer, I'd be lying. His life is saved by the sudden appearance of the conniving Catman, happy to help any enemy of the Bat. But Catman's help comes with a price. Holding Chancer hostage by Puma Point, he whiskers him away to help with a crime of his own. A simple setup for a heist to come, where they plant an explosive on the Wayne Foundation building, with Chancer making sure Catman escapes the guards' notice. When the plan goes off perfectly, leaving Catman so impressed, he invites Chancer to join a new crew set to rock Gotham to its core. And how could Chancer refuse? But while all this crime is happening in his city, Batman's hard at work learning all he can about these new threats. He and Commissioner Gordon might have a lead on the stealthy Nimrod when they find out about a wanted poster from Texas and the recent robbery of a stealth suit at a military installation. As usual, Gotham City is swarming with supervillains. Here's the Calendar Man, who themes his crimes around holidays, setting up a strange device on City Hall. Call me crazy, I love this costume, and the cape of calendar paper is genius. Calendar Man's long Halloween design's boring compared to this. Nimrod the Hunter returns to his temporary abode in anger, swearing to a photo of his girlfriend that Chancer won't escape next time. But we don't yet learn why he's so desperate to get hold of this luck-based bandit. Finally, the Misfits meet. Catman, Chancer and Calendar Man regroup in their secret lair, but for a team, they don't seem very friendly. Each seems desperate to not be seen as the weakest of the group, and Calendar Man tries especially hard not to be made fun of. But the fun is only just beginning when the Misfits leader, Killer Moth, appears. Moth is back and he's found himself an all-new eclipse. And here's the Misfits' mission statement. They know they're not A-list. They know that alone they don't stand much of a chance against Batman and the GCPD. So, they're going to use the superpower of teamwork to pull off a job that will make the likes of Penguin, Scarecrow and Joker bow at their feet. The triple kidnapping of the mayor, the police chief, and Bruce Wayne. Ambitious? Yes. Crazy? Yes. I can't wait to see how they manage. The charge that Chancer and Catman set on the Wayne building finally blows as Wayne and his butler drive into work. The car careens into a telephone pole and Killer Moth and Chancer strike. Chancer's good luck tips the scale in Moth's favour as they make quick work of the guards and shoot a struggling Bruce with a tranquilizer dart. That was easy, mate. Moth and his minion managed to escape with an unconscious Bruce, without a scratch. That is peak professionalism. With the entire gang striking simultaneously, let's see how Catman and Calendar Man get on with their part of the plan. Gotham Mayor Armand Kroll and Commissioner Gordon both are at City Hall, rallying Gothamites as the felonious feline and the holiday hoodlum attack. Considering they're apparently the losers of the Gotham crime scene, the Misfits have got some good gear. This low-frequency sound wave and a good old net baffle the constables, leaving Gordon and Kroll unprotected. Look how cool these two villains look here, and these are meant to be on the lower end of the Batman spectrum. And just like that, the triple abduction goes off without a hitch. Massive props to Catman and Calendar Man. They don't have the guy with super luck with them, theirs was pure skill. But these guys aren't the only villains in town. We see Nimrod the Hunter checking up on the girl from his photograph. She's in the hospital and it isn't looking good. There's a bullet in her brain that Nimrod got the blame for. Let me guess before we go any further. I think it wants us to think Chancer shot her, but I think it was probably Nimrod and he's trying to get Chancer to her so his good luck powers can save her. But either way, Chancer and his new buddies had better watch out. Here they are now. The crew, reunited in the warehouse, their captives, just seething at the sheer criminal genius of the Misfits. Ah, Moth, mate, you're so close to the truth. Look out, Catman! Gordon's sudden aggressiveness catches the cat off guard and almost gives Bruce Wayne a chance at freedom, but his attempt to escape is cut off at the paw. Moth might have only just realised the benefits of teamwork, but Batman's had allies for years. There's one of them now. Robin, the boy wonder, investigating Chancer so he can better search for clues on the kidnappee's whereabouts. Moth's Misfits make their demands. $10 million by 9 o'clock, or it's bye-bye Bruce and friends. And in the meantime, he corrals the kidnapped into a shipping container, locking them in tight. The bat signal burns in the sky until it's answered by an unfamiliar figure. Nimrod wants Batman's help in this caper, but Robin knows Nimrod's true name and the criminal record that comes with it. But like it or not, Nimrod's got info Robin needs. Can the boy wonder cooperate with a criminal to save the Batman? He'd better decide fast, because as soon as the ransom is agreed to, Killer Moth tries to live up to his name. When their gang have their ill-gotten gains, they'll have no use for Wayne, Kroll and Gordon. But the three have already seen too much. But dead men tell no tales. A brutal display from Killer Moth here. How's Batman getting out of this one? Bruce Wayne is the kind of fella you want with you in a situation. Even with murky water rushing into their crate, he calmly formulates a plan thanks to his keen detective's eye and even keener mind. The lock is screwed on from the inside, meaning if they can damage the hinge enough to expose the screws, they can unlock their shared steel coffin and escape. Nimrod seems to be a bit of a detective himself when he reveals his theory. The hostages die at 9, Moth had warned. Same time as high tide at the docks, apparently. Yeah, it's a coincidence, but it's the only lead Robin and crew have, so as Detective Essen leaves to hand off the ransom money, Nimrod and Robin get to work. Robin checks out the docks as Nimrod tails Essen, so one gets eyes on the villains as the other, hopefully, finds the hostages. Robin can be cool sometimes too, like here where he's strategizing. I like when he gets a chance to be a hero without Batman. We see the first cracks in the Misfits relationship when one of the bros is dishonest with his crew. Moth hasn't informed his pals about the plan to murder their hostages. Calendar Man seems especially eager to not have blood on his hands. The key to a good relationship is trust, and Moth is breaking that right here. Shameful. Robin and Ace the Bat Hound, who seems to change his breed every time I see him, try to sniff out Bruce as Essen arrives to the handoff. But with Bruce's escape equipment busted and Essen making her own demands, it seems nobody's set to get what they want here, hero or villain. Moth looks a bit more like a mosquito here, but Catman's looking sick, dude. Robin's on the right track when he finds Moth's hive of scum and villainy, but then he tore a putty cat. With no anti-puma bat spray on hand, Robin's next best tactic is the trusty bat rope. and the cat is put out. Robin finally finds the hostages, but there's no time left. Fully submerged, Bruce and pals are about to drown. And on the flip side, Essen is left high and dry when Killer Moth wrangles the money from her. Dude, Killer Moth is hardcore in this story. He plots a nefarious kidnapping, he tries to murder 3 people at once, and now he's hitting women? Christ. Robin and Bruce just barely manage to open the container, and the hostages survive Moth's machinations. With the danger of Killer Moth and friends still threatening Gotham, Bruce rushes off to change into something more comfortable. Still tailed by Nimrod, the Misfits prepare to take their cut of the money and split, the gang still unaware of Moth's attempted murder. Tell you what though, Catman seems to be an honourable criminal, offering to free their captives when he goes back to base. Catman's been surprisingly cool this whole story. Nimrod has no choice but to attack. He still needs to capture Chancer, but he can't risk losing track of the rest of these low-class criminals. Killer Moth gets another cool moment when he uses his infrared sight to spot Nimrod despite his invisibility. This is the same method he used to see his Moth signal in his first appearance. Nice continuity from the writer. Now Moth shoots a real gun, not his cocoon gun, and catches Nimrod's leg, but before Killer Moth can kill again. Batman returns. Catman eats floor. Killer Moth gets dusted. Chance is feeling lucky when he grabs the cash, but Nimrod won't let his quarry escape again. Moth's true evil is revealed by Batman, and the Misfits seem genuinely disgusted by their leader's actions. But morally righteous or not, Calendar Man becomes yesterday's news. Now the Moth is all that remains of his ragtag team of underworld underdogs. And again, Moth shows his raw tenacity by refusing to accept defeat. He obviously gets put down, but he goes down swinging. All that remains is the mystery of Chancer and Nimrod, and now that the danger's past, we finally get some answers. Screwed out of money he'd rightfully earned, Nimrod and his girlfriend Janine broke into the offices on the same night Chancer was already robbing them. A tussle between the two ended in Janine taking a bullet, and Chancer's luck allowed him to get away while Nimrod took the blame. But now, Nimrod can clear his name and get his life back on track. If he's lucky. It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of lower tier bad guys, so a team up full of these underestimated enemies is like Christmas to me. I enjoyed the differences between the Misfits members most. Moth was this cold-hearted killer, Catman was an honourable warrior, and Calendar Man was the nervous one always on edge. Everyone had a distinct personality to play off each other with. That scene where Calendar Man refused to shoot Batman was great. Crazy to think that he's now portrayed as this unhinged serial killer. I far prefer this version, and I love this costume. Chancer and Nimrod were low points. The story was fine when it was just about Batman's loser villains teaming up as a combined threat. We didn't need extra characters and backstories. The kidnapping plot was enough. But that being said, I think every main character came out of this looking cool. Bruce was calm and collected going detective mode in a deadly situation. Robin defeated a puma and found the hostages. Moth was very threatening. Calendar Man was a sympathetic psycho. Catman was like a noble rival. Every big player shined and no one was treated as a joke. That's the most important part to me. They were all given respect as characters. The Misfits fit right in to my list of cool bad guys.